So hi guys, welcome to our team call. It is February 22nd. Let me make sure I charge my computer because it's about to die. So I see a lot of new faces. So hi everybody, see some new coaches on, which is exciting. Today we're just going to be talking about kind of how to make your calendar, how to schedule out your day. I just realized I forgot my notebook, so I have to run back out in the living room, and I will be right back. 2 seconds. Well, it might take me more than 2 seconds because I have to hobble, but I need my notebook. I got you. Okay, I'm back. Hobbling because of my knee. For those of you who don't know, I got knee surgery a week ago. And I'm really excited, guys, because just a random thing, they have us go on the bike, and I wasn't able to, for the first few times, to go all the way around, so I have to go like forward and then I go back. But today I went all the way around. It was like the most exciting thing. I feel like I'm like learning to walk again because my quad like doesn't work at all. So anyway, well, before I get into the announcements and everything, sneak peek is tomorrow. I know some of you guys I'm talking to in a few different like text message or Facebook threads. For those of you that are a part of Team Confidence, we have our sneak peek tomorrow. If people always ask, especially if you're a newer coach, if you have anybody that messages you in the morning or in the afternoon and they're like, hey, can I still join? They're more than welcome to join. Invite them, put them in the group, because I want them to see all the posts at some point, but most people can't just sit on the, the thing the whole time. They kind of just check in when they need to. So if they can just get added, at 3, and then they see 3 coaches go live, or whatever else, and then at the end, which is the main thing, is when I do the live webinar and I talk about coaching and I talk about all of that stuff. So as long as they even just get on there, like you can even post tomorrow, or I wouldn't necessarily post tonight, but post tomorrow and say live opportunity call, or live call to find out what we do as coaches or whatever. I've posted tons of those. You can go back on my social media or on my Facebook page and check that out. You can just post about just the call. I've gotten tons of people that were never in the group, but I posted about the call, joined the call, and then ended up joining as coaches. So I never ever leave that out. I always try to make a post about the call. So announcements. So all access, for those of you guys that haven't heard yet, is officially permanent. It is a part of the Challenge Pack library. It will always be there. This is huge, not only because it's going to give us so much, so many ways to help people. They're going to have, this whole year-long commitment and just be able to try a bunch of different workouts, and they're going to be a lot more likely to commit to something. I've already seen the people that I'm working with do that. So that's, they've tried to work out, didn't like it, or are able to just try something new, which I think is really cool. This means that with that $70 commission, you can earn $210 every single month. That means with $100 covering your Shakeology, depending on if you have tax or anything, that's $110. Before it was like, I hit Success Club, I'm breaking even. I hit Success Club, I'm breaking even. Now, and eventually you want to get to the point where you're building your team, but in the beginning of your business, most of the time it's just retail. You can earn an extra $110, which means you can really start building. And then if you're trying to go to Summit, save a bunch of money, every single month. So that is really, really big, guys. It should be your push to move your business to Success Club should just be a non-negotiable. And I know we always say that, but this is just friggin-nificant. I don't even think that's a word, but I just made it one. So for those of you also who haven't heard, on the National Wake Up Call, I didn't even talk about it in the team page. I completely slipped my mind, but Shakeology HD is now worth 2 Success Club points. Don't know if some of you are hearing this for the first time, but that's freaking awesome. For those of you who have been a part of Beachbody for a while, you know that Shakeology, just selling 1 bag of Shakeology has only, now I'm just realizing we're going to have to change a lot of the trainings. But Shakeology has always only been worth 1 point. But I think they've realized that, with the challenge pack, you can't get any points for just selling a program, but you can get 2 for selling Shakeology in a program. So I think they changed this up a bit. This is really awesome too, not just because it's going to give you a higher chance of hitting Success Club, but it's going to build your confidence, and you're going to know that when a coach hits Success Club, it's like that, oh my gosh, I can hit it, I can hit it. And if you hit Success Club consistently, if you're going on the Success Club trip, that's an extra technically $10 because you earn the Success Club trip dollars, each month, every Success Club point you get is $10. So that's an extra $10. And there's other things like being a Success Club All-Star, hitting Success Club in your first 12 months as a coach, being a Success Club Legend, hitting Success Club or not in the first, but in a 12-month period, and then Legend is 24-month period. If you're a Success Club Legend, you get to register. You automatically get invited to the Success Club trip. And you get, I think, special seating at Summit. So there's lots of good things that come with this. There's tons of prizes every month. I do giveaways sometimes, not always. So I just think that's really awesome. Summit, July 13th to 16th, new coaches. If you're, I just, I'm going to talk about this every single call. If you're a new coach and you're watching this and you don't know what Summit is, make sure you message your coach or message me. We'll talk to you about it. Really awesome to try to get there. And then something I talked about, I'm not going to talk about it too much because this was something I talked about on the Team Confidence team page. I went live about it. But for those of you who didn't see my live post, basically, talked about how I wanted you guys to start doing this post that I've seen a lot of top coaches do, where they do this, looking for women only. You can go to my Instagram, look at one of my last before and afters, and you'll see the caption underneath it. I'm not going to go too far into it, but it's just a before and after shot using that exact caption. You can maybe change it a little bit, but you don't add anything to it. This is not to share your story. This is not to connect with people in that way. There are posts for that, and that's important. I want you to be doing that. But this post is simply to just try to get interest. Like I talked about in the video, I posted the same before and after with a long caption. I shared my story, which again is still important. But then I shared the same before and after with the this caption, and I got tons and tons and tons of comments. Now I have a lot more followers, and one of my videos on my Instagram just went viral. It has almost 4 million views. I don't even understand how in the world that happened. Somebody said that Lady Gaga saw it. I'm pretty sure they were lying because I was like, that's a lie. But doing this can get you, even if it's just a few people. I want you guys to try it. So, and even if you're not on the Team Confidence team page, just go to my page, look at my before and after, and try it out. Try out the post because I feel like it's been working for me. I've got a lot of interest, not necessarily a ton of people saying yes right away, but a lot of people who I'm talking to, I'm just talking to them about a challenge group. And then if they say no, I'm going to invite them to a clean eating group, and then they're going to get some value from me and hopefully be in a group later on. So I'm totally fine with no one says yes, just getting them in the door is what the goal of it is. So shout out to everyone that has hit Success Club already. Some of you guys who are in the Team Confidence team page, you will be getting the Shakeology Team Confidence Shaker Cup from me because you were part of the 515 Club. From last week. But shout out to all of these guys. There's so many new coaches on here. I freaking love seeing new coaches. Sorry if I can't pick out everybody, but I know Stacy and Sarah are newer coaches. Shout out to you guys for already hitting Success Club. That's freaking awesome. And then shout out to everybody who's already on the board. And a lot of you guys are literally tons of 3s, tons of 2s. If you're either 3, 2, or 4, that means you help one more person with the All Access Pass and you hit Success Club. Every single one of you guys on this list can hit Success Club. I know you can do it. And then I won't go into the elite because there's nothing new about that. Success Club push thread. Just because I know that there are some team tricep builders on here. If you guys want to be a part of it, more than happy to add you. I usually only do it for my team, but since you're on the call, you're being committed, so that's fine. You can just message me on Facebook. But I'm going to have the normal Success Club push thread. There's only 6 days left in the month. It's just a Facebook thread where, and I say this as a disclaimer right away because I don't want anybody getting mad at me or getting upset. It is a thread. If you get put into the thread and you don't complete the task within 24 hours, you get removed. It's no hard feelings. It's not like you suck. It's just, it's the way that I keep you accountable. Because if not, you're just like, well, I could just sit in this group and just, I have no accountability. I have to light some fires under your butt. So sometimes I won't take people out. It depends on how much time I want to give you guys, but you're going to get daily challenges. We're always talking about different ideas. Someone's asking a question, and I feel like everybody always learns something. So it's nice to just be a part of it. Even if you don't end up being able to complete a task and you do get taken out, you'll be able to, learn something new. So if you're interested in that, make sure you message me. I'll post about it in the team page for those of you guys that are interested. So we're going to get right into this, guys. It shouldn't be too long of a call. And I don't have any slides for the rest of the call. I'm just going to basically share my calendar. But first, the main thing when it comes to scheduling your day, scheduling your, your Beachbody stuff, your family stuff, all of that stuff, it's important that you do this. I think I was watching one of Melanie Mitchell's videos, and she talks about the 30-10 rule. And that means every week you spend 30 minutes, usually on Sunday or someday on the weekend, spending 30 minutes planning out your week. So like I pretty much have the same schedule every week for me because I do this full time, but I do take 30 minutes before the week starts to plan out a bunch of other things, which is what I'm going to talk about. So the 30-10 rule. So 30 minutes before the week starts, planning out your week. 30 minutes, you guys. I know everybody says they're super busy, but so many of you guys are on Sunday watching like 17 episodes of Netflix or something. You can take a 30-minute break to plan this, because if you don't, and if you keep procrastinating and you keep saying, well, I can't get it done, or I don't have time, you don't have time for your business. Your business is important. You will never move your business. I'm just being honest. So 30-10 rule, 30 minutes, and then 10 minutes a day, 5 minutes in the morning, kind of briefly going over your thing, maybe writing in some like goals or something that you want to make sure you get done, something new that came up. And then 5 minutes at night, going over your thing. And what Melanie Mitchell said in her video, and when she said it, I was like, that's actually a really good idea. And I kind of practice it, but not strict enough. She says in the last 5 minutes of her day, when she's going over her schedule, if she has anything that was like in her big to-do list, like she didn't get done, she doesn't go to bed. She says, I do not go to bed until it's done. I just don't. And that's why she's the #1 coach in the company. You know what I mean? And you don't have to, I'm not saying you have to stay up till 4 a.m. if you have to wake up at 6 a.m. for work. But if you can spend another extra hour just like sitting down and getting something done, just get it done. Too many of you guys are just frustrated at where your business is at, and it's something as simple as just putting more time into it. I know everybody has crazy schedules, and you have kids, and you have running around and stuff like that, but too many of you guys, like the video I posted in the team page today about, Gary Vaynerchuk saying, people asking, why are you up so early? If you're waking up at 8 a.m. and you're going to bed at 9:30, like you can do an extra hour in the morning or at night, or both. So I want to show you guys, I use Google Calendar. Now, don't be overwhelmed by my schedule. I have a lot of stuff. I like to schedule a ton of stuff. Like I like to schedule everything. And this is kind of what my week looks like. My weeks usually look the same besides calls and appointments and stuff like that. But I love Google Calendar. I just love the way it works. I love the way it looks. It syncs with your phone. It syncs with your computer. So if like I'm out and like when I go to my chiropractor appointment, when they're like, okay, let's schedule you for 5 weeks, I just open my Google Calendar and they're like, okay, does 10:30 on Wednesday work for you? And I look at my calendar, look to see if I have anything else. And if I don't, I just add the event right there. So then when I come to my computer, it's already there. So I like the fact that it syncs. I don't know if anybody uses any other calendars. You can suggest some if you do, but I know a lot of you guys aren't using anything like this. But I just like the way it is. So you can keep birthdays and tasks. I mean, birthdays really aren't necessarily important for what we're talking about, but you can do tasks on the side, which is pretty cool. I didn't know about this until recently, so I haven't used it yet because I like to keep my calendar on my computer, but when it comes to a to-do list for the week and for the day, like tasks I have to do, these are more so like my schedule. When it comes to tasks, I am a pen and paper. I don't know where my planner is, but I have a planner and it lists every week it lists the goals, and then it has Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I write based off the 12-week year, my actions that I want to take for my goals. So for those of you that know about the 12-week year, that's something that we're going to talk about. But the tasks are cool because you can add them in here. A lot of you guys will have it as reminders. So it'll probably say reminders, but you can just click switch to tasks and it'll have it over here. So you can say, I don't know, just power hour. I already have that. That should more so be in your schedule. So I don't know, you're going to walk the dog just so we can put something in here. So you can put a due date on it. So you can say, I want to make sure it's done today. So you'll see it'll pop up right there. So you could put other things like wash the dishes, whatever is that you want to get done in that day. And then this is why you can do it in the week. So you can put it in there. You can put and put all the due dates for it. So then when you come to your calendar, and I keep this calendar up as a tab every day, all the time. It never goes away. It's always there. So then once you're done, you're like, boom, boom, I got it done. You see it checked off. It feels good. It's right in there. You don't have to worry about papers and stuff like that. I keep my stuff in my planner, but that's something you can use. I personally like doing it on pen and paper, but just for the people who might like it that way, you can do it. You can do it that way. So, what else? So before I show you kind of the idea of how my schedule works, what you first want to do when you're kind of figuring out how to write your schedule is to sit down and write down your most important tasks. And then kind of just brainstorm everything really, but start with like a list of your most important tasks, like things when it comes to family that you know you have to get done, like take your kid to school. Like that's a pretty important task. Like it has to get done. A power hour, something business related that you have to get done. If family time is super important to you, which I know what a lot of you guys, it's obviously important. You can schedule. I don't schedule family time in because I kind of have a system with Pat. Like as soon as he gets home from work, I kind of just drop what I'm doing, spend time with him, and then go back into it because he kind of gets home at work from different times. But you can schedule family time and then just kind of brainstorm everything else, like, you know, appointments. And even if you don't have anything that week, just write it down so you know that you are aware of putting those things in your calendar. I, for the longest time, never thought I would be able to follow a calendar. I was like, there's just so much craziness. Like, it's just not going to work. This has been a lifesaver. It keeps me sane. It keeps me organized. I get so much more done because I do this. So just brainstorm everything you can think of. Not right now, but brainstorm everything you can think of when it comes to your schedule, like anything and everything, like literally, like some of the examples, you know, I put wake up. Like I put when I wake up, even though I have my alarm that goes off, wake up, your workouts, appointments, your work schedule, kids, events, team call, that should be in your calendar. If you don't have work, you're not doing something else, I'm sorry guys, and if one of you guys have messaged me this, I love you. I'm not calling anybody out, but nothing is a bigger pet peeve when I have the team call and I text somebody and they're like, oh, something came up, or I'm here, or I fell asleep. I'm like, and this is something I'm actually posting. It's actually buffered already to go in the team page tomorrow. But if you had a job that you could get fired from and you had a meeting and you had to go, would it even be a question to not show up? So if you treat this business like a hobby, like, I don't really need to get on a team call, this is more important, it's going to pay you like a hobby. But if you start treating it like a business, it will start paying you like a business. I would do things like not hop on team call for probably the first year of my business. And once I started hopping on team calls, everything changed. Even if you think you don't need it, because that was me, I was like, what's hopping on team call going to do for me? It really does change things. If you make it a priority, it makes it feel like, okay, I'm taking this a bit more seriously. Everything else starts to, you know, be taken more seriously by you and by your subconscious. Don't even get me started. Affirmations was the call, you know, a few weeks ago, and I kind of got into all that stuff. So personal development, meditations, power hour, anything, you know, that is your life. And then do this every week. Or you can do it every month if you want to kind of plan your month and then have like your things that you kind of know ahead of time. And then every week, sit down for 30 minutes, guys. 30 minutes you can do it. Because I know a lot of you guys are like, Sunday's going to come by this week and you're going to be like, I'll just do it tomorrow. And it's never going to get done. It's never going to get done. And I'm being like a tough guy about this because I'm basically talking to my old self because I know how I was and I know that all other coaches do this too. So let me show you kind of what a day looks like. My day today, this is what it looks like. It's kind of all grayed out because that was what it was. But like today was a good example because I had a ton of stuff. So I have like my wake up. I wake up at 6 a.m. Now, guys, I work this full time, so this schedule is going to look a lot different from you. But you're going to have kids. You're going to have all that stuff in here. So like I do my affirmations, meditate, personal development from 6:15 to 7:30. You might be like 6 to 6:15 for your affirmations, meditation, and personal development. I do this full time, so I have more time. Then I check in with all of my Facebook groups. This is key that you pick something that's your first thing you get done. Like I personally, when I wake up in the morning, I don't touch my phone. I don't look at it. I don't do anything until I've done my affirmations, meditate, and personal development. How many of you guys wake up in the morning and the first thing you do is stick your phone in your face, or you open up a text message, you open up an email from somebody and it just starts off your day bad? Nothing was the better suggestion what I got from Lauren Kaliski when she told me to stop having my phone be the first thing I touch in the morning. I feel so much more at peace and friggin' zen AF because I don't shove my phone in my face. Like, it's like the best feeling ever. And sometimes I'll like open it and like I'll see something and I'll kind of open it and then I'm like, nope, I lock my phone. I don't even look at it. I'm like, whatever, I'll look at it later. So I make sure I do that. But so that was kind of gone off task. So this first thing, so whatever it is, you know, if you have other stuff, you know, going on, that's one thing, but whatever your frog is, so like Eat That Frog talks about doing the one thing that's the most important, but the thing that you don't feel like doing because, you know, usually it's something that you have to do that first thing in the morning. So if you have a busy schedule and you're a mom or you're a nurse or you run around and you're crazy, pick something that you usually put off, but that's very important first thing in the morning. Like, again, no matter how, or if your schedule's so early, you're working at 3 a.m., then that might be one thing. But when you get home, if you work your morning shift and you get home at 12, then I would say before you put your head down to go to bed, try to do that. Or when you wake up from your nap. I don't know nurse schedules, but you know what I mean. So for me, something that I always tend to put off, but it's like insane because it's like insanely important, is to check in with my Facebook groups, check in with my challenge groups. I went so long, I would create a challenge group and have everything just go and pop up, and I would buffer everything, and then I would like forget to check in for like 4 days. If any of you guys are doing that, you have to stop that right now. You post on social media, I am going to help you get your healthiest life ever. You're talking to them through email. You're like, oh my God, I'm going to help you, because you just want to get them signed up. You know, you want to help, you do want to help them, but you want to get those success cut points. You want to do that. All of those things. There's nothing wrong with wanting all of those things. And then you put them in a group and you go MIA, and all those things that you promised on your Instagram and you promised in your emails, you didn't do any of it. So for me, it's just been so insanely important to make sure before I do anything else, before I talk to you guys, before I check Facebook, before I do anything, I check in with my Facebook groups. And I sit after I read my personal development, I close my personal development book, I pick up my phone for the first time. Well, I usually do meditations on my phone, but that's the only thing I do it for. And then I just go through, first I do my challenge tracker. I check in with all my Facebook groups, and then I check in with my other groups. So then I do things like interact on my Facebook groups, which are not groups that I'm holding, but groups that I'm in. So like moms, if you're in mom groups or whatever, I suggest, and again, I'm showing you guys my schedule, but I'm giving you ideas for Beachbody stuff that you can put in there. So if you're wondering kind of like what you can do, I literally do this for like 10 to 20 minutes. That's all I do. And I just go, because so many of you guys are in Facebook groups, but when's the last time you actually interacted with someone? So I go in, I go to my Facebook, I go to the side, I open all the groups in one tab, and I literally go in and I comment on like 5 things. I maybe friend request a few people, and then I'm done. I just get that done. So then I have my workout, shower, breakfast. I highly suggest, if you are someone who puts off your workout, to put your workout in your schedule. That should be like one of those top things that you do, those important things. Workout has to go in there. And if you have a different schedule every week, that's why you sit down on Sunday before your week starts and put your workout in. So it might be 5 a.m. here, 6 p.m. here, 2 p.m. here, whatever your schedule is. Put it in there. Put it in there. Put it in a time where it's going to be non-negotiable, and just get it done. So then I check in Facebook and notifications. So this is, again, something that I suggest doing. As you see, I have 3 times I check my Facebook notifications and messages. That's it. 3 times. If you are someone who checks every notification as they pop up, I'm going to ask you to stop doing that. Again, Lauren Kaliski, another great piece of advice she gave me a while ago was to turn off all notifications for Facebook and Facebook Messenger. I turn them off. I do not get a single notification. I don't know when someone comments on something. I don't know when someone messages me. I have no idea. And I was frightened to do that. I was like, what if someone needs me? What if someone comments on something and they're interested in joining one of my groups? Like, how am I going to get to them? But just like Chalene Johnson gave the example at I forget the event, but event like 2 years ago, when she had everybody do this exercise where they had to write the alphabet and then they had to write the numbers. So A to Z and 1 to 26. And she was like, first I want you to try to write A1, B2, C3, D, do it that way. And then I want you to try to write it as write the whole alphabet and then write all the numbers, 1 to 26. Which one did you get done faster? And obviously, without question, it was getting the alphabet done first and getting the numbers done first. This example applies to this. Because if you only have an hour to work your business and you're like, okay, I'm checking text message. Oh my God, I got a Facebook notification. Okay, somebody just messaged me. Oh my gosh, I got to go back here. You will take so much longer to get it done. So if you just put in your schedule, and again, if you have a busy schedule and all this other stuff is kids and you have work and you have this and your workouts, then just put this for 5, 10. I mean, I spend a lot of time doing it. So I'm 40 minutes to an hour of doing that. I probably need to change that to an hour because it usually takes me an hour. But I check, Facebook notifications, not so much, more than messages, but I check all my notifications and then I go through I click on the button that says unread threads, show all my unread messages, go through all of them. And then once I'm done, I am done. I don't care if I get new notifications. I don't care if I get new messages, unless maybe it's like the end of the month and I have to make sure I'm signing, hitting Success Club or something. That's different. But for the most part, I just check those. And then once I'm done, don't check my messages. I don't check my notifications unless like I have, something I know I need to check. But other than that, I don't check it. So I highly suggest you guys start chunking stuff. Chunk it. I chunk everything, especially, and again, I do this full time, but I suggest this for people. You guys could have wake up, take the kids to school, do workout, go to work, whatever, and then check Facebook notifications and messages for the hour that you have. And then make dinner, do this, and then you could do power hour. You know what I mean? Like, put whatever works for you. But if you plan it in the beginning, you're going to be so much less stressed. So not until 11:05 do I check my text messages. Not even until then do I check anything. I don't check anything else. So then at this point, I check email, text, Snapchat, Instagram requests. The reason why I keep these separate is because when I'm in Facebook, I want to be in Facebook. I don't want to worry about anything else. I want to do it at my computer. I don't want to worry about anything else. So then I do it separately. So then I do just email. So then I do all my email. Then once all my new emails are checked, I go check my text messages. Then once all my text messages are checked, I check Snapchat. And then anybody that's newly requested me on Instagram, because I get a decent amount of those. And then this is my 12-week year. For those of you who haven't read the 12-week year, I give myself 2 hours to complete all my tasks from the 12-week year. I'm not going to get into the 12-week year. For those of you who want to be in the group, it starts the 27th. If you haven't gotten the book, buy it now, read it. You can be in it. It doesn't matter if you're a new coach. I think I did a call on the 12-week year or something. You can look at old team calls. But so every day, these are my like big to-do lists. So recently, like today was plan team call, finish scheduling people for the challenge group sneak peek, and start the Success Club push thread, which I'm going to start after the call, and whatnot. But like other things are like, create PCOS webinar, or, they are just tailored toward whatever your 12-week year goals are. And don't try to figure it out on your own. I've seen coaches trying to like just shorten it and like be like, I'm going to just figure it out. But the 12-week year, like you got to read the book. You just have to. So it kind of helps figure it out. You pick your goals and then you pick your tactics, and then I put them in each day. Cause you get like a sheet. I have it up here. I'm not going to bring it down. So then I write all my tasks out and whatnot. So this is kind of like my big tasks that I get done. Then I check in with Facebook notifications and messages again. So I had a PT appointment. So sometimes stuff overlap, but I don't change it, because when I get off schedule, the thing that helps me is like if I come back from my PT appointment and it was the same time I was supposed to do my Google Streak, which for Google Streak, for those who don't know what it is, it's basically just me talking to people. It's like my system. It's like Asana or anything like that. So when I got back from PT, I just went right into doing Google Streak, because that's where I left off. So if ever you have a day that kind of starts out crazy and you're like, because sometimes I have days where like all of this, like from 6 to 12 didn't get done because like something came up. When I get back to my schedule, I just start where I left off. And even if you have a busy schedule and you only have maybe an hour at night, start your hour at night where you like if you were supposed to check in with your Facebook groups at 7 and it's 6 p.m. and you haven't done that, start from there. And that's what I do, because usually those are the things that are most important. So then Google Streak is just checking into, I have like other little side notes for me that only I understand, but I do that from 2:30 to 4:30 is like me checking in with people, sending follow-ups, doing all of that stuff. Then once that's done, and I had a call with my assistant, then I check in with Facebook notifications again. And then I leave from like 4 to like 8, like open, because I usually have stuff I have to catch up on. And then I make sure I check in with my challenge groups again at night. And then I have like team call and stuff like that. But like your schedule is going to look a hell of a lot different, because you guys have a lot busier lives. You have kids, you have all this other stuff going on, but your schedules can still look like this. But it's just going to be, family stuff. And then the cool thing is you can color code all of this. I like to keep certain things colored. I keep all my calls blue. So when I have calls with people, I don't know why this is blue, that shouldn't be blue. But usually appointments are green. But if I have like a PT appointment or a chiropractor appointment or a gynecologist appointment, I don't know, like they're going to be green. I have my calls blue, and then you can do whatever you want. And there's some things that I only do once a week. So like for the most part, my schedule looks the same. But so I think Friday and Monday, I add 10 new friends on Facebook. And I'm still adding people all the time because I have a different system. I know some people are like, add 10 new friends a day. So don't necessarily go off exactly what I'm doing because like I have my own personal schedule, but like I do things like that. And like tomorrow, what is it going to be? So like this, every Thursday, I go in and I like when I don't really scroll on Facebook that much, but sometimes I will just to get like video ideas, or sometimes I scroll just to like, look for my coaches and like people's stuff. So I save videos. So I can't always post a video all the time, but so I save them because when you go to Facebook, you can save a video, like if I see a cool article that I want to save, but I don't have time to post it or like save it or like, put it up on my page right away. So if you go on this left-hand side, you can click saved, and everything that you've saved, an article or a video or anything like that, it's all in here. So then I'll go, so like every Thursday, it'll say schedule. I don't know why it says 3 because I usually do it from Thursday to Thursday. I go in there and I go for my like page because if you have a like page, or you can save it for, you can't schedule a post for your personal page, but if you have a like page, I'm speaking to you. You can open it in a new tab and then copy the link and then go to your page and you can schedule it in your like page. So I do that because having viral videos on your like page always gets a lot more likes. So, or viral videos, by that I mean like people that are, the health recipe videos and stuff like that, stuff that people want to share. That's always just good to generate stuff in your like page. But so if you want to create an event, you just hit create on the left-hand side. You can type it in. So, and the other cool thing too about Google Calendar is that if you have Gmail, so that's why it's good to have a Gmail account. Like Gmail is just good for everything. I use Google everything, Google Slides, Google Forms, Google Streak. When you go to an event or you have flights or you have, you're going to a concert or something and you get sent an email, it automatically puts it in your calendar. So for example, I'm going to, Punta Cana, the Success Club trip, and I have that, email in my thing, so it's already scheduled. I have an Airbnb that I'm staying at. The Airbnb is scheduled. It has my flights in there. Like I'm going to, I don't know if this in here. I'm also going to a trip for Josh. If you have flights, like it all goes in there, so which is really cool. So like let's say for example, I'm going to a show this weekend. So it's Excision. It's a dubstep show. A lot of you guys are like, what the hell, that robot music? So I'm going to an Excision show. So usually my tickets would be in there, but I think my boyfriend bought the tickets. But I could say Excision show. It's going to be on Saturday. So you put the time. We're getting there probably really early. It's going to be like till 2 a.m. You put that in there. And then you can either do, if it's going to be like an all day event, you can click all day. And then you can put the location, which is something I love to do for like my PT appointments, my chiropractor appointments. If I'm meeting a friend somewhere, I'll put the location. So when you bring it up in your phone, I love the Google Calendar app in your phone. You just click it. And then you can click the location and say, take me there. And it'll bring up the directions. And you don't have to worry about typing all that stuff. It's already in your calendar. You can also add guests. So if you have a call with your coaches, you can send them an email. They'll get a notification for the call on top of other notifications. You can put descriptions like, I don't know, like whatever is for your call. Like if you have to buy something or do something or whatever, you can color code it. I don't do an email notification because then you get a ton of email notifications. I just always do 30 minutes before. If I'm going somewhere for like, I have a chiropractor appointment that is in Delaware and I live in Philly. So I always set a reminder. I'll do like 2 hours. I'll do 2 hours before, but you can do days before, you can do weeks before. So I'll do 2 hours before because it takes me like 45 minutes to drive there. So I like to give myself way more time because I forget everything. So when it pops up and it's like in 2 hours you have a chiropractor appointment, I'm like, okay, I know I gotta go there. So you can put all of that stuff in there. The other thing that I like to do, so like I kind of, I showed you guys my days. So like when you're adding things that repeat, so I do my stuff like all ahead and I change it, in the week as it goes. But if you're somebody who's just going to do it each week, which if you have kids and you have all of that stuff, you're probably going to need to do it every week. If you have work schedules, like obviously I have a set work schedule. I work from home. So you're going to want to do it every week. But what you can do is you can hit repeat. And then you can select, literally it's so specific. You can do daily, you can do every weekday, you can do every Monday, Tuesday, Friday, or you can do, you know, if you hit weekly, you can click, you know, I want to do it every Sunday, Wednesday, and Saturday. You know what I mean? Whatever it is. You can do how many weeks you want it to repeat. If it's every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, every 4, you can say when it starts, when it ends, like all of that stuff, which is just something that I absolutely love. What else? And the other thing I do is if you're somebody who maybe is going to schedule, like I have 2 hours, you know, when I get home from work, then I'm going to work my business. Like, let's say you just have a chunk of 2 hours that you're going to do. You may want to put like a bunch of little things. So you're going to put like, check Facebook messages, check Instagram, do this, do that, make posts for the rest of the week, whatever it is that you do. I suggest once you do that, once the timer is up, like if you said you were going to check Facebook messages from, you know, 8 to 8:30, and once it hits 8:30, be done with it. You're done with Facebook messages. You're done with that. Again, unless it's the end of the month and you have to hit goals or something like that. But once you're done, be done with it and move on to the next task. Because if you stick to one task, all the other tasks are going to get pushed to the wayside. You're never going to get them done. And you can apply this to anything, not just your Beachbody business. Like this can be anything. I highly suggest that you do this, you know, for anything. It's going to help you be really productive. Putting, you know, your meditations in there. You guys know I'm big on that. Can really help. And I think that that's it. Oh, one last thing. So this kind of goes hand in hand with what I just said. But if you have checking Facebook messages from 8 to 8:30 and you get a text message, do not pick up your phone. You said you were going to check Facebook messages from 8 to 8:30. Put your phone down, put it down, turn it on airplane mode if you need to, and just check Facebook notifications. So when I'm checking my email, text, Snapchat, and Instagram, I don't have the notifications pop on my phone. I have Messenger on my phone and I have Facebook on my phone, but I don't check it. It only honestly gets checked when I'm at my computer. That's really the only time I do it, or if I'm using voice message. But if it scares you to think that someone might message you and need you, if you have a busy schedule, you don't have time to be doing stuff outside of your schedule anyway. It's hard to get it through your head. Believe me, I was so damn stubborn for so long. I was like, if I don't check this message, someone else is going to join somebody else's team, and then they're going to just like sell 5,000 challenge packs. I'm going to lose out on so much money, and it's just everything's going to fall apart. And my life's, it's not going to happen. I promise you. If that ever happens, it's going to be like 1 in a million that someone's going to be like, she didn't answer me in the last hour. I'm going to go sign up with somebody else. It's just not. So I wanted to check the chat really quick to see what everybody was saying, if anybody has any questions. Yeah, I've heard Evernote is great. I used Evernote. I just didn't like it. I just like Google because it connects with everything. You get an email or get a flight. You book a hotel. You do anything. You get tickets to a show. It automatically goes into your computer. And I like the app. I like the way it looks. I just like all of those things. So do all your events pop up as a reminder when it is time for it, or are you conditioned to just open your calendar right away? I keep my calendar open. I do for certain things that I know I tend to like maybe work a little over. Like I might be checking my Facebook messages for way too long. I have things that's like check streak, like, you know, other things like my workout, shower, and breakfast, I don't have a notification for. I don't have a notification to wake up. I don't have a notification to do those other things. And you can set alarms too. Like, let me share my screen really quick. So you can see some of them have, well, I don't know why these don't, but there they do. You just had to hover over them. So some of them have the little alarm and some of them don't. Like this does, well, I guess that does. Like that doesn't. I don't think this does. I guess that does. But you can edit it, and then you can set the notifications are, you know, like I said, well, what will go off, and you can say, you know, however long you want it to do that for. But you can pick and choose what you do. I was just going to say something. But like I said, I keep my calendar open. So for me, again, it's different when you're running around and you got kids and all of that stuff. So for me, like when I know I'm going to check Facebook notifications from, what is it? I do 10 to 10:05 to 10:40. So once I'm like, okay, it's 10:40 and something goes off, I just go and look and I'm like, okay, what's the next thing? And then I go into another app. I just literally check because I've been doing it for a while, but I like to follow it to a T. It makes me like feel good, like knowing that I'm checking it in order, because it makes me feel organized, because I know if something comes up and like like Ned throws up or something like that, or I have to take him for a walk or whatever, and I come back and my time is off, I just go back to the last thing I left off on. And it's just in order. It just makes me feel like organized. I just like the way it is. I almost quit coaching because I had so many notifications. Oh, okay. Yes. So that's another thing I wrote down. I'm glad you said that, Janessa. And this is some tough love. I even wrote it on the thing. Facebook notifications for a lot, especially newer coaches. A lot of coaches are like, I'm overwhelmed. It's too much. It's too much. It's a choice, because you can turn off the Facebook notifications on your phone and you can check your Facebook notifications a few times a day. Some of you guys are opening the notifications as they come in. Like every time I check it, there's like 99, 60, 70 notifications. And all I do is I open it and I literally just right click and open like a ton of tabs, but then I just blast through them. I open up the tab. I'm like, okay, what's this? Comment on this. What's this? Comment on this. And I close and I close and I close. And then once it's done, I'm done. Because if you're trying to, and you can turn off like even the notifications for the group itself. Like I would never do the team page. Please do not turn off team page notifications, because so many times I'll message people and I'm like, did you see that? And I'm like, oh no, I didn't see it. You're going to miss out on important stuff. Please do not do that. But if you are in like your clean eating group, you don't necessarily have to have notifications go on for that. They don't even have to be in your notifications. But if you're going to check your Facebook group, you just open up your group and you slowly go down and read each comment and see if you missed anything. Honestly, when I check it that way, sometimes I see more stuff than I would have in my notifications. So being overwhelmed by Facebook notifications is totally a choice. I'm not saying that there's not a lot of notifications, but chunk it. Only check Facebook notifications 3 to 4 times a day, and I promise you'll feel better. It's going to take a little bit of a habit to get used to, but oh my God, guys, it's just so worth it. And if you also don't have the Facebook kill the news feed yet, you need to. It's a Chrome extension. It turns off the Facebook thing. So like, as you can see, if I go to my page, I do not have a feed on my computer. There's no feed. There's nothing. I can't see a feed, because when I'm on my phone, go ahead, do your thing. If you're not working, go ahead and scroll on your phone. But when I'm at my computer, I'm working. And again, I do this full time, so I have a little bit more kind of free time. A lot of you guys have busy schedules. So there's no need for you to be scrolling on Facebook. So a lot of coaches say, well, what if I miss something? What if I need to be liking the people I'm building a relationship with? I thought that too, but my business has been fine without it, because I'll occasionally go scroll. But for me, because I use Google Streak, when I get reminded to check in with people, that's when I go to their page. That's when I go like a bunch of their things. That's just kind of what I do. What is it? Use Google now. Yes, it helps so much. Yay, Kristen. Oh my God. I love people that implement right away. That's dope. I love it. It's going to feel scary. Totally normal. Feel all the weird feelings and the scariness. Turning the notifications off is just turn them off on your phone at first. Like, I don't want you to necessarily, don't like turn them off on Facebook, because you still have to check them, but turn Messenger off. You can keep both the apps. But at one point I deleted the Facebook app, and that was like highly scary. But turn off the notifications for everything. Turn them off. So they just like don't come up on your phone. They don't come up on the screen. They don't come up on the top. They don't come up anything, just completely off. What if you're the opposite of busy? I'm overwhelmed by having too much free time. Oh, Carly, then we will talk about that on our call. If you have tons of free time, don't you worry. We will fill up your time. That's going to be a lot. Honestly, it's going to be a lot easier, because we'll help you kind of find a schedule like I just showed, kind of how I do. Just make it work for you, because you're still kind of new, learning everything. If you're a new coach, you can put like watching 2 training videos today, posting on social media, or scheduling my posts or whatever. If you're having too much free time, it's totally not a problem, but we'll talk about that on our call. Done that for a while. Instagram settings been changing. Yeah. So with Instagram, if any of you, oh my God, if any of you guys have the like notifications on your Instagram, I'm going to tell you to turn them off now. There is no need for you to see someone like your post. What are you going to do? Go message them and say thanks for liking them right away? Like, even if you did that, that would be insane. You'd have no time to do that. I only have comments. I don't even know. I mean, I keep it there because sometimes I get a ton of notifications. Some of you guys might not get a ton, but like sometimes I get like so many comments that I don't want to like miss them. And they'll be the comments from somebody else. So like they'll comment and add me in there. And it stinks that you can't see all of your Instagram notifications. Like you can't scroll back past a certain point. So that's honestly, if I'm being honest, that's the only thing that I kind of check as they come. Because if I get a comment on somebody else, and like sometimes I've gotten someone comment on something and they're like, hey, One Fit Coconut, did you see this? And if I don't look at that right then, I will never see it because it'll be lost in my notification. So I do check that, but I try to keep it quick. I open it and then I put my phone back down, but that's just me. But so I keep comments on, but don't have somebody new followers, don't have likes on. Like that can be ridiculous. Oh my God, that would be stressful if I saw that many notifications come on my phone. Yeah, so I don't think does anybody else have any more questions? I know that went a little bit longer than planned, but hopefully it was helpful. I tried to like kind of give you guys an idea of kind of how to do it. But if any of you guys are making your schedule, making your calendar, and you don't know what to put Beachbody wise, or you are just struggling kind of trying to figure it out, do not hesitate to message me. I will help you with anything. And what I would like to see in the team page or in the Team Triceps Builders page, if you want to, you can, I would want you to screenshot it. Whenever you have it, screenshot it. Hopefully maybe you guys do it by the end of the week. That would be cool. Or if you just do it for like a week. So like, you know, you did it setting up your week for next week. Screenshot it and message it to me, post it in the page. If you're on Team conFITdence, definitely post in the team page because I like you guys that are on Team Call to share the things that you've learned and that has benefited you. So everybody can kind of do that. So awesome. Hope that was helpful, guys. Thank you so much for hopping on. I appreciate all of you. And of course, you're welcome. And I will talk to all of you guys soon.